Hey guys, it's Mrs. Bryant. Welcome back to Flip Classroom. I need you to get out your ISN and turn to the next blank page, and you need to title it Multiplying Binomials. Multiplying Binomials. The past couple of days, or before this weekend, we talked about multiplying monomials. That means one term. Now we're going to go to two-term expressions and multiply them together. So press pause until you're ready, and when you're ready you can press play and we'll do some examples. So, before we begin doing binomials, let's review what we did over the past few days with monomial multiplication. Here's your one term and here's your binomial, so it's monomial times binomial. Remember, when you're trying to get your answer, you're looking for the tile that has the same width as x squared and the same length as x, and that would be x squared. Same width as 1 unit and same length as x, so that's still going to be x, x, and x. So our answer is x squared plus 3x. And if we did it in the box method, you put the monomial there and the binomial on top, because this one I always put on the side and this one I always put on the top. So our answer right here matches our answer right here. So this equals that. So let's go to binomials. If we were to write our expression, this would be x plus 2, and this would be x plus 4. Now, I need you to draw this in your ISN because we're going to write the answer. So I'm looking for a piece that has the width of an x and the length of an x, and that is going to be x squared. And then you're going to look for a piece that is wide as 1 but long as an x, so that is going to be an x because they're both positive. And we're going to do the same thing on this one. It needs to be 1 long but x width and 1 long and x width. And so now we're going to do the units. If you want to draw circles as your units because they're quicker, that's fine. A white circle would be positive and a black circle would be the negative, of course. And mine aren't very straight, but you get the point. And I have an extra one, so we'll put that up. So our answer would be x squared plus 6x because there's nothing to cancel plus 8. All right. If you wanted to check it on your calculator, if you have a calculator at home, you would put the original expressions we got and then the answer that we got, and check the table. Remember, if y1 and y2 are the same, you know it's equivalent. And then if you check the graph, you'll notice that it's the same exact parabola. All right, so let's do another example. I need you to draw this in your ISN, and now we're going to work it. So I need one that is an x width and an x length. So that's going to be x squared, but is it going to be positive or negative? And we're going to say it's going to be negative because your top expression, your top factor is negative. So we're going to bring over a negative x squared and a negative x squared. Then we're going to multiply this x times this unit, and we're going to get x's because it has the width of 1 and a length of x. And now we're going to do the units on the side expression. Negative 1 times a negative x is going to be a negative x. And remember, when you're drawing these in your book, if it's open with no color, it's white, it's going to be positive. And if it's negative, it's going to be black. And the same would go for the x squares and the x's.
This morning got bring back
Alright, so this is your final answer, and now we need to decide if there's something we can cancel. All the x squares are negative, so you know you're going to have negative 2x squared because there's 2 of them. Then these 3 x's can cancel those 3 x's, so you're left with minus 3x minus 9. So this would be our answer. Now we need to write the factors down at the bottom. Factors is what we multiplied together, so the first one was x minus 3, and the one on top would be negative 2x plus 3. And we write our answer here, negative 2x squared minus 3x minus 9. Okay, so now it says the factors. It gives you the factors. You have x minus 4, so you're going to take your x, and you are making this example in your ISN, minus 4. And then it says x plus 1, so now we're going to lay it across the top. And we're going to do the same exact process by combining our terms. It's going to be positive because both your x's are positive. This is going to be a positive x because your unit and x are positive. But now I have negative and positive together, so our x's are going to be what? Negative. This will be the last model example we do. Then I'll teach you the box trick. And then your units are going to be negative because you have one set of negative units. So to combine it or to write our product, we have x squared. This x will cancel that x. So we're going to minus 3x minus 4. And how could you check it? Well, you'd put these two expressions in y1, and then this would be in y2, and then check the table. Okay, so this one has x plus 3 squared. And I'm just going to teach you the trick now. When it's squared like that, it's x plus 3 times x plus 3. So, to get our answer, this is what we're going to do. Because I have two terms, I'm going to draw a box and split it into fourths. Your first factor goes on the side, so x plus 3. Your second factor goes on top, so x plus 3. Now we're going to do the multiplication math. Remember, you're multiplying. X times x is x squared. X times 3 is 3x. Now we go to the bottom. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 3 is 9. So our answer, since I wrote all over the product line, is x squared. These can be combined because they're both x's, so plus 6x plus 9. Let's do another example. Kelsey found the area of a square with a side length of x plus 1. She got the product x squared plus x plus 2. Use tiles to determine whether Kelsey's area is correct or not. So, to do the work backwards with tiles, you're going to put the product inside the box. So you're going to have x squared plus x plus 2. And you know that this is going to be x plus 1 from the problem. So now we have to decide what our other factor is going to be. Alright, so x, so this has to be an x. And if I have one x and I already have the x here, this has to be a unit. And if I have this unit and this unit, I have to have this unit and this unit because they are both positive. So our other factor is going to be x plus 3. In order to check it, stick your factors in y1 and put your product in y2. Alright, so in your notebook, we're also copying this down, but we're just going to do the math part. X plus 4, x minus 3. So now let's do it. X times x is x squared. X times negative 3 is negative 3x. 4 times x is 4x, and 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. Circle what they have in common, so you know to combine them. So you have x squared plus x minus 12 is your product. One last example. Here we go. We just did that one. Alright, so the factors of x plus 7 minus x, negative x plus 1. So x plus 7, negative x plus 1. So we're going to have negative x squared. Just do the math. X, negative 7x, and 7. So our product is going to be negative x squared. Circle what can combine. You're going to have minus 6x plus 7. If you have any questions, call, text, email me. I'm available until 10 o'clock tonight. Otherwise, you will get to practice this in class tomorrow with Mrs. Smith. If you have any questions during class, you're more than welcome to call me, or text me then. All right, y'all have a good night. See you on Monday.